Hi, Laura Swift, Sheila Brewer, and myself, Sherrie Wilkins, were tasked with coming up with strategies that would be helpful for a teacher to initiate healthy and effective talking circles, whether it be in an in person setting or remote learning option. Now, look, we get it. There's sometimes so much information to sift through that it becomes overwhelming to figure out what's best for you. So, in this video, you will discover some tools that you can get into your tool belt to be able to lead an effective talking circle, whether it is in person or in a remote option. First, let's start with the idea of what is a talking circle. Now, in my class, they are called the circle of power and respect. But right now, for the guidelines for the school year for fall 2020, it's kind of hard to stand up pushing your chair and stand in a circle. But the idea of a talking circle is to create a non-judgmental environment so that the students feel comfortable sharing. It also creates small teachable moments for teachers to be able to slyly teach those conflict resolution skills or even different social emotional learning techniques so that we can be able to build resilient youth in an ever-changing environment. During most of my personal circle of power and respects, this would be the time where I would simply choose a few topics that I noticed that were brewing in the classroom environment, whether it be issues on bullying or food insecurity or talking about how to navigate through studying for a test. Just really bringing forth those issues that you see presented in your classroom environment on a day-to-day basis. Now, let's get into how do you make this happen in a virtual setting. One thing that you can do to make this happen in a virtual setting is utilizing the chat box. I often find that kids are often timid to share publicly on screen. You know, it's like you present the discussion topic and what do you get? Cricket, 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 cricket. So one thing that I found useful is to be able to utilize the chat box. Also front loading the students. So you could say something like on your virtual session or the day before you see your students, hey, tomorrow we're going to talk about one thing that you were able to conquer during this time. So that way the students are front loaded and they know to either come prepared with what it is that they want to say. So that way they're not caught on the spot with what it is that you like your talking circle to be about. Also, maybe even for little ones, you can say, hey, tomorrow in our talking circle, we're going to share one comfort object that we use to get through a difficult time. And then on screen, you might have 2 or 3 kids who might want to share or just hold up their comfort object right to the screen. So those are 2 strategies that you can use to build talking circles in a remote setting. Another strategy to be considered would be vet some videos maybe of age-appropriate TED Talks that you can show for your students to be able to generate ideas or maybe hint at the topics of discussion. I found over the summer as a participation in our school district's 21st Century program that there's TED Talks with kids actually doing TED Talks, which I thought was really, powerful to have a kid talking about an important topic like grit and perseverance. I thought that was awesome. Another thing that you can do that might work with older students is for those students who feel confident with leading a talking circle, maybe you can ask them if they would like to present the question or discussion in a video format and have that older student send you the video prior to your talking circle. So it's not always you, the teacher, who are presenting or leading the talking circles. And if you had a video of an older student presenting the topic or sharing that you could play on screen in remote setting or in person, it might encourage the students to be more open to sharing if they see one of their peers has already created a video talking about the topic at hand. A few online platforms that you can use to facilitate your morning messages or meetings or talking circles are Padlet. Padlet provides live formats for sharing student answers. You can create a wall or a shelf, pop in your Canvas, a back channel, or even a grid. Speaking of Canva, Canva is a free tool that you can use to create infographics or visuals for your questions or topic. A quick tip for Canva is to search teacher or school, and you can get great templates for free. Stick with the free options. If it's watermark Canva, they aren't usually free. Seesaw allows students to respond anytime in writing, recording, or videos, or even on a template that's created for you. It's all approvable by the teacher before sharing. It allows for a comfortable forum for all different types of populations. A quick tip is to make an example to start for yourself, so to model, so students see expectations and get to know you as well. Flipgrid video streams your responses, a great tool to use as well. Ensure that your talking circles are meaningful. It's important that they're not forced. It may be important to use a feature like the question feature in your Google Classroom to allow students to have an input into what conversations that you bring about in your talking circles. So this way, it's not like you're pulling teeth to have students participate in a talking circle that you planned. Some great ideas for conversation starters would be surviving change, accepting a new reality, or showing compassion for others and self, and how to take care of yourself and support your peers. Using creative thinking and how to thrive in uncertain situations like we found ourselves in today. Also, leading students in positive affirmations can be beneficial and create a growth mindset. Maybe even career readiness for older students, and maybe addressing current events that our students may be bombarded with on a day-to-day basis. Look, most of us are teachers because we love what we do. We don't need a lesson in how to love on our students or nurture them because it's almost second nature to us. During these times, we just have to be creative in the approach of how we can get students to open up about what they're feeling or to create those teachable moments. And we also have to be creative because now we have to stay distant, and all those little hugs that we're used to giving and receiving may be tough to turn away. So there are some forms that you can use by way of Google to be able to create a daily check-in so you can know specifically what you need to do to nurture each and every student in your reach. Okay? There's a wealth of information out there. And if you need more details on how to access the resources that we have provided in a document for you, don't hesitate to reach out to us. Again, my name is Sherrie Wilkins, and my colleagues and peers is Laura Swift and Sheila Brewer. We would love to help you explore what we've gathered about talking circles.